Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and honor to be here in Singapore for the Festival of Media. Chinese New Year, which we just experienced about 2 weeks ago, is an exciting time in China with fireworks, lanterns, and a time to enjoy family and friends. It is also a time when the biggest human mass migration happens. It was reported that China's 200 million migrant workers left their workplaces in the cities to return to their towns and villages. In addition, the rest of China took advantage of the annual holidays to visit their family, friends, or go on vacation. In total, state media reported that 3.4 billion journeys were made. But does this make China the most mobile population in the world? Being mobile permeates throughout Chinese life. But first of all, I'd like to introduce to you a little bit about Volkswagen's role in mobilizing China. Volkswagen was one of the first international manufacturers in the Chinese market in the early 80s. At that time, we were one of the three. Now China is the largest automotive market in the world, and it is still growing. Lots of manufacturers are now competing for a share of this market. The Volkswagen brand in China is represented by 3 entities. For those who know that we have 2 joint ventures, the Shanghai Volkswagen in Shanghai and the FAW Volkswagen in Changchun. The 2 joint ventures were established in 1985 and 1991 respectively. And Volkswagen Import, that is what I'm in charge for. The 3 entities work together to build the Volkswagen brands as one of the strongest automotive brand in the country. Volkswagen has always been the people's car, related to the German translation of Volkswagen. This car is one of the first prototypes of the Beetle, the original people's car, or car for the masses. Volkswagen has always been a car for the people, but what does it being the people's car mean in China? The Phaeton is our most expensive car and targeted at the high-end, sophisticated buyer. The Charon is designed for large families, while the Touareg is targeted at the premium SUV buyers, all as well as those who want a car with history, great styling, and the personality, such as the Beetle. Volkswagen also offers a wide variety of diversified products that may satisfy the increasingly individual mobility requirements of the Chinese customer in almost every stage of their life. The other important role that Volkswagen Import do play in China is to bring the most innovative technologies and body types of Volkswagen to this market. Technologies such as TSI, TDI, 4Motion, and hybrid are always the highlights of the company's innovative technology. In the near future, the Chinese customers will start to see the Volkswagen e-cars on the road. What's worth mentioning the most, however, is the telematics technology that will soon be deployed on many Volkswagen Import models, and that will allow people talking to cars on mobile phones or the other way around. While we have had a long history in China, the consumer is now faced with an array of brands to consider. So the need to stand for something is essential. We recognized that it was important to give this concept of being the people's car meaning and a relevancy to the contemporary Chinese car buyers. And then we call it the People's Car Project.
Volkswagen has always built cars for the people. In China, Volkswagen also mobilized the masses through the early introduction of the Santana. Today in China, they face a market where more car models are sold than anywhere else in the world. Instead of building cars for the people, we will begin building cars with the people. We had to reset everything they knew about cars, no matter how odd, with shape, color, or function. A car can be anything. Started by joining the millions of conversations in social media. challenging people in their existing communities to focus their passions on ideas in and around cars. The dialogue here fuels our own social media platform, where we give both beginners and experts tools to create ideas and design cars to fit their needs and dreams. Whatever they can't do using tools, they can document with pictures, videos, and words. The people's creations are then shared back into their social networks, where the conversation first began. To fuel people's imagination, we launched with a national campaign using ideas from the people. The first car truly created by the people, for the people. Volkswagen, das Auto.
During Volkswagen's time in China, the population has become more mobile in many different ways. Car ownership and the technology advances have fueled this change, which has revolutionized the lives of the Chinese people. You have probably seen images like this in one of the cities in Beijing or Shanghai. Last year, 13.5 million passenger cars were sold, and there are also 114 million registered automobiles in China. In the country, 186 million people have a valid driver's license. Taking import car market as example, predictions say that the imported car market will continue to grow in the next few years and reach nearly 1.5 million units by 2016, just the import car. Between 2001 and 2011, the nature of people's use of their private cars has changed dramatically. Transporting goods has declined by 50%. While there have been significant increases in the use of their cars for personal or leisure purpose, family use has increased from 42% to 51%. Leisure and travel has increased from 34% to 45%, and the social use has also increased from 25% to 31%. TV's power to deliver mass audiences is declining. Daily viewing time declined by 12% between 2001 and 2011 for all adults. Now in 2013, we predict that for adults aged between 25 to 45 years old, the time spent online and watching TV is almost the same at just over 2.5 hours. In the 1980s, when the mobility was facilitated by media with very limited availability of the pager, mobile, and the portable stereo, the 1990s saw the technology become more accessible to the masses and the emergence of the internet. Now, we are practically all mobile and all online and have an array of devices at our disposal to enable us to access what we want and when we want. The Chinese Consumers Media Day is incredibly fragmented. At 6.9 hours long, it trails Australia, Singapore, and New Zealand in the APAC region. The change in the lives and the media habits of the Chinese consumers has meant that we have had to evolve the ways that we speak to our consumers and potential consumers. To have a more meaningful dialogue, we have had to adapt to both levels of consumption habits, and most importantly, consumer needs. Traditional media still has a massive role to play, but used in isolation will not allow us to do this. From a basic point of view, it will limit our ability to communicate with our audience to certain times of the day, but we have also seen how mobile and internet usage is now a primary media channel. And this is the insight which form our communication strategy for sports car SCIROCCO. The SCIROCCO launch in 2009 in China was not just any new car launch. It was Volkswagen's first two-door hatchback sports coupe available in China. A new venture in a niche category for us. To launch the car, we needed our target audience to see and feel the thrill of driving this car. And to do this, we introduced the SCIROCCO Cup to China.
Volkswagen, das Auto.
The SCIROCCO Cup was a massive success. However, 2 years from the launch, the second challenge for us was to broaden the appeal of the car beyond performance enthusiasts. We identified a gap in the market among 25 to 35-year-old urban and trendy men, targeted them through the Bring on the Night socially activated platform is our next campaign. Here's how we did the campaign.
In 2011, SCIROCCO's sales target was increased by a massive 70% due to the phasing out of the new Beetle. Our challenge was made even tougher by the need to reposition the car. SCIROCCO's profile in China had been built using the SCIROCCO Cup. But now the launch of the R models took over the racing territory. Our solution was to position the SCIROCCO as the car for those who live for the night. We targeted our communications at brand-conscious, extroverted, 25 to 39-year-old urban trendsetters who enjoy fashion, technology, and an active social life. This inspired a campaign placing SCIROCCO right at the heart of the city's nightlife, making full use of SNS, LBS, HTML5, and mobile technologies to engage our customers at every opportunity. Our campaign began with stories of great SCIROCCO nights out, told through social networks. We created fictional stories in print ads and, at the same time, encouraged users to download an app to create their own real stories in the same style, to share with their friends on our RenRen-hosted campaign site. Bring on the Night events were hosted in China's biggest cities to kickstart the fun, and as the campaign grew, the numbers started to mount. Over 4 million clicks produced 280,000 mobile app downloads, while users uploaded over 200,000 photos. Our content-driven 360-degree campaign continued to build with the development of a graphic novel, specially created by world-class DC Comics, Vertigo, and Marvel team Andy Diggle and Jock, creators of The Losers Hollywood movie. Our story positions the SCIROCCO as the true hero of a 24-page graphic novel, combining high-fashion photography with stunning illustrations to show off its cool good looks, as well as its abilities in a dramatic high-speed chase. The novel was distributed in fashion media and through our dealer activation program. Print ads with a QR code built awareness and response by driving people online to experience the story in HTML5. iPhone, Android, and iPad solutions meant they could enjoy the story anywhere, and full integration with Chinese microblog Weibo and social network RenRen allowed them to share and comment. The Kingdom of Night campaign site clocked up over 3 million visits. SNS and microblog content cooperation together also achieved over 2 million interactions. The communication composite index rose from 114 to 129, a year-on-year improvement of 13.2%. And the two phases of the SCIROCCO campaign together produced almost 20,000 sales leads, already resulting in 200 trackable sales from phase 1 by the end of 2011. In China's crowded auto market, this is an impressive result, with awareness levels and sales volumes both substantially up.
So what have these campaigns delivered? The SCIROCCO Cup has been watched by 170,000 spectators, which combined with our 140,000 Weibo followers and a massive PR and news coverage give us circa 265 million RMB earned media value. While its Bring on the Night applications was downloaded more than 290,000 times, and these activities over the last 4 years has delivered more than 26,000 units between 2009 and 2012. And now, China is the world's largest market for the car, for SCIROCCO. At the beginning of the presentation, I asked, is China the most mobile society or country in the world? The word mobility can mean so many things. Yes, the Chinese are on the move, but there is a massive appetite to see more and explore more, and much of this has been driven by the automotive ownership and the technological advancement. As the Chinese consumer spending power has increased, so has their ability to meet this desire through car ownership. Currently, 186 million people hold a driver's license, and 13.5 million passenger cars sold last year. Volkswagen brand alone, we sold 2.15 million cars last year. And as a brand waiting to have more meaningful conversations with consumers and potential consumers, the new mobile lifestyle is having massive implications on our communication strategy. The way they use the car is changing, and how they want to receive information has evolved too. The mobile phone is now the #1 access point for the internet, having surpassed the desktop in 2012. So is this the most mobile country in the world? I will leave it to you to decide. Thank you very much.